Well, pornography has been considered a quite popular subject for some citizens and considered a moral hazard for others. But a new study from the University of the Netherlands says that viewing pornography may have less of an impact on one's sexual behavior than you might think. Now, the study published in the Journal for Sexual Medicine surveyed 4,600 people between the ages of 15 and 25 in the Netherlands about their sexuality and their use of pornography. Now, 88% of the men and 45% of the women reported viewing porn in the past 12 months, but that didn't make them wild sex addicts, the report found. Instead, only between 0.3 and 4% of the risky, adventurous sexual behaviors that were reported could be attributed to their use of pornography. Now, the authors of this report say that the rest of these experiences could be influenced simply by a sensation-seeking personality. For instance, if you like to skydive, then one might be more interested in adventurous sex, per se. There's a long history of conflicting reports over the benefits and risk of pornography.
There is a flood of vile pornography, and we must act to stem this growing tide because, in the words of Judge Robert Bork, it incites perverted minds.
I mean, it just destroys, what God made as a beautiful thing and turns it into something ugly and sort of primal. You don't have the right in my opinion, the First Amendment was not there to corrupt people in America with, pornography and horrible violence and, sexual violence and the things that are going on out there. That's not a protected right, in my opinion.
But is that really as bad as they say? Well, for Gert Martin Hall, the author of the latest study, she tells U.S. News that pornography is not the big and bad wolf as we thought it was, and maybe we should focus on other factors. So does this big bad wolf have any teeth to speak of? Well, to help me explore this issue, I'm joined now by adult film performer Tasha Reign. So, hello. Hi, Tasha. So that report that came out of the Netherlands, do you think that what they said is happening in the U.S.? Does pornography have a link to a person's sexual behavior, do you think?
If anything, I think that the person's sexual behavior has a link to the pornography that they watch. So I am a type of person that likes to have a specific type of sex. Say I like to have vanilla sex, but I want to watch BDSM or something a little bit more risque and crazy, and I don't necessarily want to engage in that, but I'd like to watch it as entertainment. So that's the type of adult entertainment that I personally view.
I see. So the report says that personalities were more of a factor in their approach to sex sensation-seeking people. I guess they're more likely to take that more adventurous role. Do you think that's true?
Absolutely. And I think that I would be confident saying most men, including the man that I just heard speaking, watches pornography. And there's nothing wrong with it in my eyes. I can empathize with somebody coming from a religious background like himself. I heard him say Christianity, and, that's an idea of religion coming into regulating my social choices, and I just can't even fathom somebody thinking that they have the right to control what I want to view. Like, it's hard for me to wrap my head around the entire concept about somebody that believes in monogamy and Christianity and all of these things that come with the religion to then go and force it on other people. It's confusing to me because I don't have a problem with them not wanting to engage in sexual behavior, but why do they have a problem with what I want to do?
Okay, so as we mentioned in the beginning of the show, there's been some outrage over the effect of pornography and what it has on people. Does that concern you at all?
Well, I would love to know the specifics about the effects it has on people, because for me, through my lenses, I see pornography as liberating, as sexual, as something that's enjoyable and fun to watch. And so it's hard for me to relate to somebody that says that there's something wrong with exploring your sexuality. I think that there's something wrong with not exploring your sexuality.
Okay, so that's good to know. So New York Magazine featured an article in 2011, and they claim that men who look at this sexually explicit material, that they were detaching from their partners. Do you find that to be true?
I think that a study like that would be so difficult to draw a cause and effect or even a correlation from, because it could be the fact that there are men that don't feel attached to their partner in a sexual way, or they feel like that partner doesn't want to do the things that they want to do. And because of that, they seek forms of entertainment in order to get their sexual release. It could be that the person that did that study specifically wanted those results. It's just something that for me is difficult to really understand, because I have so many fans. I go to all these different conventions all over the U.S., and I have couples that come to me on the regular that tell me how much my videos have spiced up their sex life or made them feel confident about who they are. And I love my female fans and my male fans, and all of them are telling me much more positive views. So you could see why it's hard for me to understand what that means.
Certainly. Okay, so I want to delve into this now. When I heard a professional housekeeper say once that her house was a mess. Do you feel like you're bringing your work home, or is your sex life as interesting as it is on real screen? The real screen, yes or no?
I wish my sex life was as crazy as it is on the screen. Like, I seriously think about it all the time. I mean,
Tasha, we have to leave it there.
Are too outrageous.
Thank you. That was Tasha Reign, adult film performer from our LA studio.